everyone. Welcome or welcome back to Novel Idea. My name is Deea, and today I am just going to be doing my weekly review. All right, so I have very few books to talk about today, but I want to just jump right in. So the first books that I want to tell you about are actually ones that I DNF'd. Both of them were ones that I was just trying out anyway, and I don't think I'm going to go back to them. I don't think they're soft DNFs. I think they are definite DNFs. So the first one is Halfbuilt Garden, and this is by Emrys. And it is a science fiction, but it just wasn't hitting me in the right way. It almost felt dystopian instead of science fiction. It was first contact with aliens, but I just was not connecting with it at all. The other one that I tried that I decided was not for me is The Alchemyst, and that is by Scott. I don't remember his first name. Last name is Scott. That one was like too dark for me. It was just taking me down a path that I didn't really feel like going in my reading at this time. And so I decided to DNF that one as well. Okay, now let's get into what I finished. So I finished book 5 in the Graceling realm, and this is called Seasparrow. And Seasparrow is about one of the characters that we meet in the 3rd book. And she's also in the 4th book, but she kind of takes main character spot in Seasparrow. And so I can't tell you a whole lot about this book without, spoiling the ones that come before. So let me just tell you kind of what Graceling Realm is about. This is by Kristin Cashore, by the way. Graceling is the first book, and it basically opens this world up to us of a power. Oftentimes it is marked by having 2 different colored eyes, and they can be any color. So if you have 2 separate color eyes, it's a mark that you have a grace. Now, some graces are completely just, what's the word? Like there's no big deal about them. Not all graces feel like this great superpower. So that's the world that we are in. And the kingdom that we are in, for the most part, accepts the people with those graces. There's a kingdom over the mountains that the 2nd book takes place in that does not accept gracelings and does not feel that they are beneficial to society. And so we kind of go back and forth between these kingdoms and find out, how to accept and honor and love one another. I don't think she's done. I thought she was going to be done after book 3, but we've gone 2 past that now, and I have a feeling we've got at least 1 more coming. Then I read Conspiracy of Kings and Moira's Pen. And both of these are by Megan Whalen Turner. They are in the Queen's Thief series. And Conspiracy of Kings is book 4, and Moira's Pen is book 4.5. So Moira's Pen is more like a few short stories that take place in the same world and sort of explain some things that have gone on prior to. So that one, and then Conspiracy of Kings is continuing in the Queen's Thief series. so also can't tell you too much about it, but I love this series. The Queen's Thief series is a political series. There isn't a whole lot of war that is observed in the books, but there are wars that happen. It is mainly just a lot of political maneuvering. The character work and development that Megan Whalen Turner has done is just amazing. I love these characters. This is exactly the kind of book that I love to read, and so far every single one of them has been a hit for me. The next book that I completed was for Fabrigency, and it was Wild Irish Girl. It's by Lady Sydney Morgan, and it is a novel that is done in letters, so it's epistolary. A young man who is Irish, who has been away and has caused a lot of trouble. And he ends up having to kind of serve out time, so to speak, at a castle back in his Ireland. The family that is in the castle is displaced in a way, and they were actually displaced by his family. He doesn't know that when he goes, and he begins to understand a little bit more of Irish history and the struggle with England and the struggle to be fully Irish. And he ends up just becoming a better person as a result of spending time with this family. And it's got some twists and turns. The letters are very witty. There is a little bit of a love story. The main thrust of the story is to give you some history of the Irish people. I had a lot of fun reading this book, and I'm so thankful Kristin from Kristin and the Classics is the one that recommended this book. All right, the next three that I want to tell you about are picture books. So I am a grandma, but even if I wasn't, I would still be reading picture books because I just love them. They have a way of really packing a punch in a very compact space. And I love art. And so that is another reason why I love picture books. So the first picture book that I'm going to tell you about is a picture book that is called Sophies Masterpiece. I'm going to put a picture up here so that you can see who it is illustrated by and who it's written by. And this is about a spider who really wants to just be able to weave her creations and to not be constantly shooed away, and weave to her heart's content and create something that is truly masterful before she dies. And it's a beautiful story. It's really sweetly illustrated, and it's just a lovely, quiet story. And the next one that I'll tell you about is What Do You Do with a Chance? And this is the story of a child who has the opportunity, has the chance to do something. When they have the chance to do it, they don't succeed at what it is that they had the chance to do. And so the next time a chance comes along, they don't think that they're gonna just ignore it. They're not going to take that chance. And it goes on this way until toward the end of the book, when we learn that you can't really have a life that is full of opportunities and experiences if you don't take a chance. And that taking a chance and failing does not mean that you will fail with the next chance that you take. And it was wonderful. It was so sweet. I loved it. And then the last one is Dragons Love Tacos 2, the sequel. And this one reminded me of almost like a Mystery Science Theater 3000. But basically what they do is they have a time machine, because tacos don't grow on trees, you know. And dragons have been eating a lot of tacos, and they just want to find a moment in time where they can gather up all these tacos and take at least one taco home to plant so that tacos can grow on trees. And there's a constant supply of tacos for the dragons. So it was pretty cute. I loved it. Okay, so let me tell you what I'm in the middle of. I am still reading Tarzan with Dave and Olive over at Book Blather. We have been doing about 4 chapters a day, and we're almost done. But Dave had a few things that came up, and instead of finishing ahead of him and letting him catch up and all of that, I said, I'm gonna wait for you because I've waited this long. I'm gonna make sure that we finish this together. We should probably be finishing it within the next day or 2, but I'm still reading Tarzan by Edgar Rice Burroughs with Dave from Book Blather. Still reading the New Seeds of Contemplation by Thomas Merton. This is for Lent, and I think I might be able to get a copy of the group read that we're doing for Lent. So I am going to try to get started on The Cloud of Unknowing by Anonymous, and that will be for Lent, and I will read it alongside of New Seeds of Contemplation. And then I'm also continuing in Garden Maker, and I am taking notes as I go and making annotations in my book so that I can refer back to some things as garden season opens up. And lastly, this week I got to start my buddy read with Jack over at Spread Book Joy, and Gemma from Gemma Books, and Sandy from Mysteries a Lot, and we are reading Tigana by Guy Gavriel Kay together. And so far, I think all of us are liking it. We are enjoying every moment of the buddy read. We are loving being able to discuss it. Yeah, so really enjoying Tigana so far. And then I have 4 books that I picked up at the library, and so I have choices for what is coming up next. Not know what I'm going to be in the mood for when I finish up some of what I'm reading now. I will let you know. I have had such a good reading week. I hope that you guys have had a wonderful reading week also. And I would love to know what you've been reading. I would love to know if you have read any of the books that I just mentioned and what you thought of them. If you don't like them, I would love to know why you don't like them, because that is important to me. Not just that you don't like it, I want to know why. So thanks for joining me today, everybody. I hope that your weekend ahead is just lovely, and I will see you in the next video. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to. Bye.